It is the hottest day of the year, and it felt like it was 100 degrees at some point today. We're not the only ones feeling the heat. You know who else is feeling the heat? The animals. Take a look at this. This is a live look at the Greensboro Science Center, where they're working to keep animals cool in the high temps. Well, the Science Center says when temperatures are hot, they pay extra attention to animal behaviors, looking to see if they're lethargic or panting or not as responsive. They also work to keep animals safe with lots of water and shade. And you know what? You saw that hippo. He was just laying there in the mud. The flamingos, they're trying to go in the shade.
Ice treats, all those fun enrichments, lots of just water play things, making sure, animals that like to go in the water have tubs that they can go into. Our tigers, have their big pool that, our previous group loved to swim in. These other ones don't swim quite as much, but it's there for them if they choose.
When temperatures are high, more animals may be indoors so that they can keep cool and protected. Well, many of the steps to protect animals from the heat are also important for our pets at home, which is why Dr. Kelly Gephardt, a vet at Happy Tails Veterinary Emergency Clinic here in Greensboro, is joining us to talk about pet and safety in the summer heat and also the 4th of July celebrations. She's taking your questions as well. You can start texting your pet-related questions to 336-379-5775. All right, let's just talk about that heat because triple digits is what it felt like. And as summer progresses, we're going to continue to have this kind of thing. So what are some recommendations for keeping our pets safe?
Right. So some of the first things that come to mind are making sure they have access to fresh water at all times, whether they're indoor or outdoor pets. For outdoor pets, you want to make sure that they have shade, proper housing or cover to get out of the sun. Something very important to think about: if you keep your pets out on the porch, they can get very hot. You really shouldn't keep them out on the porch. And if you do, don't keep them in a crate. They need to be able to get out of the heat and the sun. Walking your pets in the early time of day or late time of night is very important because during the hot time of day, the asphalt gets so hot and they overheat so quickly. So exercise them in the very cool times of day, whether that's early in the morning or late at night. And if you do walk them, touch that asphalt with the back of your hand and make sure you can hold your hand to the asphalt for 7 seconds. The back of your hand is more sensitive than the front. 7 seconds, back of your hand. And if it's okay for your hand, it's okay for their little paws. Otherwise, it's too hot for their paws. Those are some quick tips that I can think of.
Okay. All right. And so the next thing that's on the agenda I look at your whole background, the 4th of July, it's coming, isn't it? We're going to hear a lot of these sounds. You ready? All right, and while we ooh and ah over the sounds and the pretty colors and all that kind of stuff, your pet may not be as enthusiastic. So let's talk about some hazards and what pet owners should be doing around this time of year.
Right. So first thing is, if you know your pet has a sound phobia or a noise phobia, make sure to create a safe place for them in the house where they can get away from the noise, feel safe. So safe place in the house is most important. If you think your pet needs medication, now is the time to call your regular veterinarian to get them now, not the day of or the day before the holiday, because they might not be available or you might not be able to get the medication. So getting that medication ahead of time is very important. When pets hear loud noises, they can get a lot of anxiety and they can even run away. We have so many lost pets come to the clinic during these times of year. So make sure your pet has up-to-date tag information. And if they're microchipped, make sure that that information is up to date so you have multiple ways to get your pet reunited with you. If your pet is not microchipped, now's the time to go to your regular vet to get that microchip inserted to make sure your pet can get reunited with you. Thunder shirts are also a great option for dogs with noise anxiety. It works great for our dog Josie. She has noise anxiety. Anti-anxiety supplements, some of those are really good as well. Exercising your dog early in the day before it gets hot and before those noise starts. A tired dog is a good dog, so giving some exercise early in the day will also help decrease some of that anxiety when those fireworks start popping off.
Is it something where we should obviously keep them inside on fireworks night, that kind of thing? Should we have the TV on? Should we have TV on or the radio on or something like that? Something that they're used to hearing so it kind of makes them not think about the fireworks?
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion and it may help, but they feel the boom. They feel their ears work so much better than ours. They're going to hear it over top of that. It's a great suggestion. I think it does help, but they're going to hear it and feel it much more intensely than we do. Something I was thinking about when I was getting ready for the show is also keeping your pet inside if you are doing fireworks, because pets can actually chase those fireworks, try and catch them. We've seen pets get injured, like with the mouth, eyes, face. So if you are setting off your own fireworks, make sure to keep your pets inside as well to keep them from getting injured.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so they may be around when we're having our 4th of July barbecues or picnics or anything like that. And of course, people always want to feed the dog something from the table. So what can they and can't they have?
Go for lean meats and veggies. Avoid like fatty things like cheese or sauces, things like that. Just also be very mindful. If you have a counter surfer, a dog who likes to get up and grab the food off, they could get foreign bodies if they eat chicken bones, meat bones, skewers. Those are all things we've seen as foreign bodies from dogs that have eaten food off the table at barbecues and other things. They also like to get into the grease pan under the barbecue, the grill. So make sure to keep your pets away from the grill drippings, the fat drippings, things like that. Surprisingly as well, medications and drugs are toxins we see increase during holidays. So if you think your pet could be one that could get into medications or drugs, make sure to keep them in a safe place, either a crate or a room where they can't have access to any of those things, because that can cause some problems as well.
I know we talked about barbecue stuff. I mean, this is the fruit season, right? So I'm giving my dog, blueberries and carrots and watermelon. And then the other day someone said, "Can they have cucumbers?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, they totally can. All of those things are great suggestions. My dogs have discovered a love for watermelon this summer. It's pretty awesome. One thing you want to keep away from is corn cobs. I forgot to mention that earlier, but if they're counter surfers and they're getting on that, barbecue station, corn cobs cause foreign bodies. So don't let your dogs get the corn cobs, but fruits and veggies are great.
All right, and if they get a hold of something that they shouldn't get a hold of, what should we do?
Well, hopefully you can get it out of their mouth before they swallow it. If you can't, definitely call a veterinarian or the emergency clinic, because it depends on what it is. Like, can we make them possibly vomit? I've actually had a dog vomit up 4 intact corn cobs, the whole thing, 4 of them one time. We can sometimes make them vomit up foreign bodies before they cause a problem. If they eat them and we don't get it to them in time, or it's something that can't be vomited, then it might be surgical. So avoiding is the best option, avoiding that ingestion, and then getting medical care as soon as you realize that it's happened to have the best outcome.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to be taking your questions when we come back. We're also going to be talking about dogs and pools and some things that you need to do to keep your dog safe. For that, we'll be right back.